I'm sure for Carlos.
Oh, this is it, isn't it? This is it. Not my guy. Not my guy.
Lando Norris has made contact with the AlphaTauri. Pierre Gasly. Sebastian Vettel slows down to avoid any.
What's going on, guys? It is JJ here, back with a new video. Today we're going to take a look at a shortened version of our live stream that we did yesterday. It is the race highlights from the 2022 Miami Grand Prix. Now, obviously, the race was a little dull, and I feel bad because I feel like the majority of Europeans that were watching it, or you guys out there that were watching it, were watching what ended up being a somewhat uneventful race, but I still think a good step in the right direction in terms of starting this sort of huge American push in F1, and that's the Miami Grand Prix. And I think the big push was seeing, once again, the Red Bull versus Ferrari battle. And what a battle it was. I love the back and forth between Verstappen and Leclerc. I want someday, which also that we did have it to be Checo versus Carlos Sainz, which they had their battles in the third and fourth spot. And I think honestly, Checo, he overcooked it a little bit trying to go out and catch Carlos Sainz, but the Mercedes were so far back that there was nothing there. Also, George Russell, that man, George Russell, he had Lewis's number on the day. He did such an amazing drive. It's like the Alex Albon tactic, but executed better, or with a better car than the Williams. But we're gonna take a look at the highlights from the Miami Grand Prix. Let me know your guys' favorite moment, your biggest disappointment, what you guys thought of the race. If you missed it, I do apologize. Welcome to the channel. Let's get into the video. As well, guys, you can find the original video down in the description below. And I do apologize, it is the F1 channel, so it will be blurred out. But yeah, let's do it.
The two Aston Martins of Lance Stroll and Sebastian Vettel starting from the pit lane. They removed the fuel, they put it back in again, and that's why they're starting from the pit lane, because it was something they had to do outside the time limit to get their cars to the grid.
Which is fair.
First ever Miami Grand Prix. We're racing in the States, and it's lights out, away we go. And it's a great reaction from Charles Leclerc. It's a decent reaction from Max Verstappen, but Carlos Sainz.
Can we just talk about Max Verstappen's start?
It's wheel to wheel Verstappen.
Just the start.
Sainz has just lost out to Verstappen, who makes up.
Like immediately, he just takes over. Like
in second place, Perez.
The balls on Max Verstappen are just huge. They're humongous. They're all homo, all sus. Huge. The guy just knows what to do.
He's made up a place. Ferrari 1-2.
And even, you know what? Daniel Ricciardo got a great start.
This is Lewis Hamilton. Now, watch as he makes his way.
Did his brakes like lock up or something, or what happened?
Here, which was the first bit of
and because of that, he just lost a couple places.
There.
I've been hit from behind, so I don't think we've suffered any damage.
And that was this man, Martin
Fernando Alonso, who also got a phenomenal start. He got a 10 out of 10 start. Gotta love that from Fernando.
A bit of a moment up the inside, gets pinched up against the apex.
Just gives him a little love tap, you know? Just sees him right there, just bam, little love tap. And then just goes right around him.
On board with Lewis Hamilton, chasing Fernando Alonso, who
he does pass him really well here.
Great defense. Remember last year in Hungary to Lewis Hamilton, but has he got the defense this time around?
No, he does not.
Lewis Hamilton making his way up into 7th place, and the way that the Mercedes breezed past the Alpine on that particular occasion will be of great encouragement.
Yeah, honestly, I think this race specifically proved that the Mercedes, while it's not a car that's anywhere to the level of the Red Bulls or the Ferraris, they are able to be that third car, which is so weird to say now. They're going to be that third car in the Drivers' Championship. And I think a point proven, and I've said this for like every race, if Red Bull or Ferrari mess up in any race, it's going to be Mercedes that take advantage. At Imola, it was McLaren. But I feel like at every other race that we've seen so far, when the Red Bulls have DNF'd, who have been the two drivers to take advantage of it? It's been Lewis Hamilton, it's been George Russell. That's why George Russell has been in the top 5 for every race that has happened. Because he's always there, always ready to pounce. Which is, that's what Mercedes want. That's what they want. They're not going to compete, but strategically they'll be there. It's genius. Yeah, this battle, man. This battle, man.
McLaren has taken the lead. DRS helping out the Red Bull. Extra pace helping out
And
the
they
Red
just
Bull.
were the quicker car, you know.
Verstappen ahead
Red
of
Bull
Leclerc.
were just so much faster on the straights.
Fernando Alonso on the inside, locks up, couldn't really stop
And then they
himself.
touch.
Alonso gets a 5-second penalty.
It's
for that
all
contact
Fernando Alonso
down
trying
into
to cut the
turn
corner
one with
on him.
Gasly, which I think is fair enough.
Crumbs of comfort, I'm sure, for Carlos
Oh,
Sainz.
this is it, isn't it? This is it.
Pretty
Not my
lonely
guy.
race.
Not my
Poison,
guy.
oh dear. Lando Norris has made contact with the AlphaTauri of Pierre Gasly.
Lando.
Sebastian Vettel slows down to avoid any further issues. And
If you guys were here for this point in the live stream, you'll know how mad I was. I was pissed.
you know
I
how
was so
things
pissed.
can change in a street race.
He got
Very
caught
quickly,
in a
we have
giant
a virtual safety
DRS
car.
train.
Lando Norris is out
And then
of
just,
this race.
yeah,
In
it
a
all just
blink
went
of an
downhill
eye,
for him.
Suddenly things might just get more dramatic. So Russell, who was hanging out for a virtual safety car or a safety car, does
And
make
this is when
his
George
stop.
Russell capitalized
So
on those
Gasly had
tactics.
gone wide through there, then wide again. In fact, he has backed off, hasn't he? And somehow he's not realised
That Lando
Lando's
was coming, yeah.
through.
I think
And
it's
the tyre
extremely
comes off like a
incidental, but
polo
it's
mint.
still an awful
Luckily
crash.
stays within the confines of the racetrack.
Safety car deployed. The
They have to.
yep.
Because they got to get the car off.
I'm out, boys. Yes, mate. Sorry about that.
There's nothing Lando could have done. There's nothing you could have done. He just didn't see you.
Perez already on the tail of Carlos Sainz here. He got much better traction out of that hairpin as we go racing here in Miami once again. And out in front is Verstappen from Leclerc, behind Carlos Sainz defending against Sergio Perez. Valtteri Bottas right behind these two, waiting to pick up the scraps behind Bottas.
I forgot
Comes
Bottas
Hamilton,
got
and
taken
then
by the
Russell
Mercedes.
Behind Russell,
He-
Alonso, Schumacher, and Ocon in 10th.
that Alpha, I
Verstappen
feel
leads
so
them
bad.
away, and he did get the jump on Charles Leclerc, and already there's a yellow flag as someone goes off in the first part of the sector. Quickly back onto the track again. We're watching Sergio Perez chasing after Carlos Sainz.
It's-
Now, can he get good
these-
traction
the
and good
Ferrari
speed
Red Bull
down
battles,
this
it's so
straight to try and
sick.
put a move on the Ferrari? By the time we get to turn 11, Sainz looks like he's got just far enough out of the way, but Perez is coming back at him. Well, Hamilton should get DRS as well. He's making a move to try and break the toe of George Russell.
Yeah,
Russell
and
wants
they
to go
just-
the
they
long
take
way
him.
round here.
And
the outside
Bottas
of the
just
hairpin.
takes such a
this
bad
is a great
turn.
battle between the two Mercedes drivers, and Valtteri Bottas has gone wide. That's allowed Lewis Hamilton to slip through and up into 5th place.
And this was the, I mean, once this happened, it was over. There was no way Bottas, no matter how close he got to those Mercedes, there's no way he was going to overtake them, which sucks. Which
George
sucks
Russell
because you
follows
know
him
he
and up
wanted to
into
compete
6th.
with them. You know he wanted it.
Perez is close and getting
It would have been
closer,
such a good
and has
story
got
had he
DRS, and
beaten
he's
both
gonna go for
Mercedes
it.
to
Down
P5.
the inside into
Yes.
turn 1,
Oh my
but he's
goodness.
outbraked himself. They made the briefest of contacts
Checo.
possibly, but Sainz
That
had the
one mess
awareness
up.
just to move to the left, allow Perez to go through. He locked up his brakes. Sainz said thank you very much, and that's the first attack from Sergio Perez.
And it was the
survived for
only
Ferrari.
attack that he would get. It's the last one that he would
Here's
get.
Sebastian Vettel, why did he spin? Well, he was going for the move there on the Haas.
No, he did get the
Schumacher.
move,
he managed
and then-
to get his way through. Schumacher came back at him down the inside.
And Schumacher
that
hit
is
him
why
the exact
Sebastian
same way
Vettel spun
Alonso
and
hit
Schumacher hitting him.
Which gap was
Gasly.
that? I didn't see that. And that's it, I guess.
You can't be mates as Formula One drivers. You just can't.
I mean, that's clearly my corner.
I don't know. I
Meanwhile,
think
let's show
that
you
is
what
a Mick
happened with George
Schumacher, in
Russell
my
and Lewis
opinion.
Hamilton.
Yeah, and the DRS, Lewis covers the inside. George says, well, I'll just go around the outside instead then.
Max Verstappen started 3rd on the grid.
He's on another level, guys. He's on another level. Also,
on the road to take
Albon.
the lead.
That
He has
guy's
held on
Alex
to that
Albon
lead.
again.
And Max Verstappen
Daniel Ricciardo,
wins
too, to go
in
from, like,
Miami
16th to 11th.
come home
Fair play
first
to
once
him.
again and extend the run that whenever he sees the checkered flag this season, he goes on to take victory. Charles Leclerc, for the first time in his career, will stand on the podium in the United States. Carlos Sainz makes it a 2-3 for Ferrari.
Yeah,
Sergio
you know what?
Perez
I-
shares the spoils in the top
Can
four.
Ferrari
It's
be mad
Red Bull
about that?
Ferrari once again.
I'm not
they
sure they
take
really
top
can.
4 positions.
Yes! What a race, mates. That was nice.
And he got the fastest lap, too. What a killer. What an absolute killer.
Verstappen.
Yeah, like, I mean, can Verstappen... Ferrari can't be mad at this because, let's face it, the Red Bull, I think, was the better car this weekend. Like, this course... the Miami Grand Prix course is not exactly the best. Those corners were extremely rigid. The straights, Red Bull just had them completely beat in the straights, and Ferrari were just losing a gap here and here. I'm shocked Charles Leclerc only lost by 3 seconds. I thought it was going to be like 7 or 8. People expected a safety car really early, and it just never came. And I think that was it. Carlos Sainz did so good to keep third. Checo had him. And then George Russell and Albon. George Russell and Albon did the same tactic, and it worked for both of them. And honestly, guys, just the one little pit and waiting on someone to crash might be the move this year, because the likes of Mick Schumacher, Lance Stroll, Nicholas Latifi are finding ways to get into accidents. And Pierre Gasly. I just realized I called Gasly getting in an accident in the live stream, and I didn't even remember that I said that. And it did happen. So, but yeah, let me know what you guys thought about the Miami Grand Prix. We have great races coming up. I believe Monaco's coming up and Barcelona's coming up. So be sure to check out the channel. We will have live streams, we'll have circuit guides, we'll have everything. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and peace.